Hey, squirrel bait. So you're growing up and you're working on being your own person. Well, one of the big questions you're probably asking is, what do I need? That's a pretty big question. That's a question we all ask. But we can start with the basics. Um, so, no matter who you are or what it is that you want to do in life, you'll find yourself needing a tool at some point. So let's work us up a basic toolkit. What we're going to do today, just a basic toolkit. I got notes. Important. I can't remember. They got the tools that every single person walking this planet's going to need. We're going to start with a socket set. So this is just a cheap, run-of-the-mill 3H drive socket set. As you can see, you've got your metric, you've got your standard, you've got a couple of faux deep wells, I guess you'd call them. They're just a little bit bigger. And you've got a little screwdriver set here, but probably pretty worthless. So this set is going to take care of pretty much every minor repair that you're going to find in an automotive or a bicycle or a motorcycle. Like, this is actually the set that I carry on my bike. So you're going to look for just a standard. This is called a 3H drive. 3H drive specifies the size of the socket that it takes. There's a corresponding hole in the bottom of the socket here where they mate. So that's 3/8. This particular set also comes with a 1/4-inch adapter to go from a 3H drive to a 1/4-inch drive. So that'll hold a smaller socket. This set is probably not the exact set that you're going to wind up with, but pretty much any set that resembles this is going to cover your basic needs. You could change a starter in a car with this set. You can adjust your bicycle seat. You can tighten your bicycle chain. You can tighten your motorcycle chain. If there was one more socket in here, I could almost change a tire on my motorcycle with it. But just a simple, basic set will cover pretty much any run-of-the-mill repair that you're going to find on just your daily adventures. Now, I will say, I would not recommend this set. The reason I own this set is literally because it just sits in a trailer year-round for emergencies only. Like, I would not buy this set if I intended to use it every day. And I'll go into detail on that probably in another video, but the quality of this set is something to be desired. So there's your basic socket set. Number 2 on the list is you're going to want a basic wrench set to complement your socket set. There's going to be a lot of similar sizes in here. There's going to be a lot of sizes that are bigger. This is called a combination wrench. It's got an open end on one side, and it's got a 12-point closed end on the other side. 12-point refers to how many notches are in it. For a 6, your standard bolt is a 6-point. And so what this does is just offers twice as many orientations to find, and it makes it a little bit easier in tight spots. But these wrenches are pretty much everywhere. You need to get yourself a set of these to complement your socket set, because a lot of times a bolt will have a nut on the other end and you can't hold both ends with one wrench. And these bigger ones here will give you a little extra grunt. I kind of like this set because they're a little bit shorter. If you go buy a big, if you go buy like a standard set, they're always a little bit longer. Like my 11/16 of my big set's probably about yay long, and it's really hard to get into tight spots. So I kind of like, that's why this is on the motorcycle set. But yeah, you're definitely going to want to get yourself a set of wrenches. Let's see. Number 3 on the set. Number 3 in this toolkit is you're going to want yourself a basic screwdriver set. So we've got Phillips. You notice my set don't even match. You got yourself a Phillips and a standard flat blade, a lot of people call them. And then your Phillips is your star bit, your cross bit. I like to keep 2 long and 2 short on hand. Notice there's quite a difference there. The short ones for getting in tight spots, and the long ones so that you can really put some stank on it whenever you get ready to turn. There's different qualities of screwdrivers, and there's different things. Like these have magnetic tips. Some are full shank, where the screwdriver comes all the way through the handle. Some are partial shank, like this one, where it stops about halfway. A lot of times you're not going to need a full shank unless you're a mechanic and you're hitting on it with a hammer while you're trying to turn it to get like an impact effect. So your average everyday use, this screwdriver is going to do you perfectly fine. And this set will take care of most of your issues. You know, sheetrock screws, taking apart electronics, changing headlights in your car, just a basic set. Hose clamps. So that's number 3. I've also got down Torx bits for repairing, and that's what this screwdriver set is. I've had this screwdriver set here for probably 15 years, and all it is just, it's a ratcheting screwdriver handle. As long as I've had this thing, you think I'd got it loosened out, but you can set it to turn where it'll only bite one direction, so that you don't have to lift the screwdriver up and turn it and put it back down. And it'll go both directions. And this set comes with your Torx bits. It'll be hard to see, but you just see a pile of bits right here. This set will come with various screwdriver bit sizes. Well, here, I'll actually get up to the camera. Oh, I'm old. So you'll see that this bottom row is your tiny bits for electronics and things. You've got your standard screwdriver bits, and you've got Torx bits here for the star shapes. And then you've got square bits. People almost never use those. And then you have Allen bits or hex bits. And then you also have a little socket set here for nut driving. And got an extension adapters for the tiny bit. This set has come in handy so many times. I would definitely recommend it. I've used this thing to fix my PlayStation. I've used this thing to build computers. I have used this thing to fix my glasses. This is a good set. Or any set like this. Not this particular set. I'm not even sure if you can find this set anymore. And then also, to go along with your screwdrivers, is your Allen keys. Now, Allen keys... Oh my goodness, again. One of these days I'll get another camera. But Allen keys are just simply hex key that come out. Now you'll find these mostly on, I'm sure everyone's familiar with Allen keys, because pretty much every single piece of IKEA furniture ever assembled is assembled with an Allen key. And everyone who has assembled has assembled a piece of IKEA furniture with the Allen keys that come with them know that they stink. So I would recommend getting your own set. They're pretty cheap. I mean, just a few dollars. And they will serve you a long time. This set here has been around for quite a while. You can see all the dust and grease on them. But yeah, Allen keys are one of those things that you'll be happy you have when you have them. So, okay. Number 4. A 4-way lug wrench. I highly recommend a 4-way lug wrench to throw in your car, because a lot of times the wrenches that come with your car to change your tire are terrible. Like, they're intended to be a jack handle, and that's about it. So it's just a jack handle with a wrench on the end, and they're terrible. They're knuckle busters, and if the guy at the tire shop was feeling a little extra froggy, you're just going to bend your wrench trying to take it off. If you ever get stuck with a flat tire and you need a tire lug wrench, you'll be happy that you have one, because, like I said, a lot of times the ones that are included in the cars are terrible. They're paper thin, and like, they'll do in a pinch, but when it comes to an emergency situation, I would much rather be prepared than I would be relying on something like that. I would definitely recommend picking up one of these. And I like this one here because it folds up nice and compact. You can throw it on top of your spare tire or donut in the trunk. This one here, like I said, just beats around at the bottom of my motorcycle trailer. But I've got it. And, you know, my motorcycle don't even use lugs, but my trailer does. And I would just definitely recommend. And these things here, you can pick them up pretty cheap too. Like, pretty much everything here is, every single piece is less than $20. Or around $20. So let's move on from that to a good old bullet level. This little bitty level, I would recommend everybody having for various reasons. I use this level to set my camper up. I have used this level to lay tile. I have used this level to hang shelves. I have used this level to build bookcases. This level comes in handy. And I would recommend that pretty much everybody get one just for that. Anytime you need something to be level and square, this is what you go to. You know, you buy that fancy bookshelf to hang all your stuff on, you'll want this to make sure everything's square. For little home projects, you want that doghouse to be nice, you'll need this. Number 6, good old-fashioned claw hammer. Now, there's various types of claw hammers. There's roofing hammers. There's just old school claw hammers, and this is what you're going to want for hanging your shelves, for building your dog houses, for, you know, knocking a paper boy in the head for missing your driveway. But you're going to need one of these, and when you come to needing it, you're going to be happy you have one. It don't cost you anything to sit in a tool bag And boy, I just used this one recently to patch my roof. It's still got some tar stuck to it. But yeah, when it comes to this, you can use just an old-fashioned 16-ounce claw hammer for everything. If you get one of the, if you want to get one of the big, like 24-ounce framing hammers, it's great for framing, but boy, it's a pain to build a doghouse with it. But you can use this to frame and build a doghouse and hang a picture and drive an insert into the drywall so that you can, run your screws up and hang that bookshelf. This thing will come in handy. Then you got your tape measure. This is another item that if you're gonna do any kind of projects, pretty much every craft in the world requires some sort of measuring device. A tailor sewing a suit needs a tape measure. A crew building a house needs a tape measure. Pretty much everybody hanging a bookshelf, cutting a bookshelf, building a doghouse, sewing a shirt, you're going to find a need for a tape measure. That brings us to number 8. The humble crescent wrench. I've heard it called a lot of things. The Polish toolbox, the everything, the whatchamacallit. Now, you might think that because you've already got your wrenches and your socket set that you won't need a crescent wrench. And you could get by without one, but a quality crescent wrench will make your life 1,000 times easier. When you're underneath the sink and you're putting in a new faucet and you've got 4 different sizes of fittings because every shade tree plumber in the country's been underneath there, you're going to be happy you got one. So there's your crescent wrench. I highly recommend a crescent wrench for everything. And then you're going to need yourself a good set of pliers. And by a good set of pliers, there's a few different kinds, and you're going to use them all at some point. So you've got your needle nose pliers. I use these a lot when I'm soldering, when I'm doing electrical work. They're made for tight spots, for reaching in and picking up. I use these to pull fuses out of my car fuse box because my fingers are too big to fit between the fuses. And they come in real handy. Then you've got your side cutters here. Pretty much anybody that does arts and crafts has seen side cutters. Jewelry making, wire cutting. That's basically their whole point. And boy, they do it. Then you've got an old school set of slip joint pliers. So, slip joint pliers. What distinguishes a slip joint plier is that rivet in the middle will slide, increase the size of your grip. So if you put them back to the smaller size, they come all the way closed. You can grip tight. If you're gripping a larger object, slide, you got your better grip. These are not a replacement for a wrench. They have teeth, and there's a nice little spot in the middle where you could put, a bolt, but these will ruin your day if you try to use them as a wrench. They are meant for holding objects. That's what the teeth are for. So if you are trying to hold a bolt that's seized and turn it, that's what this is for. If you're trying to just grip down on something to bend it, that's what this is for. These things come in handy for turning pipes, for bending wire, for just about anything that you need a strong grip on. That's what this is for. Then you've got your slip joint pliers, or these particularly are push button slip joint pipe pliers. So these things are basically designed as a wrench, and they work well as a wrench for like loose bolts, but don't, if it's got a speck of rust on it, don't touch these. Go get a proper socket, go get a proper wrench. But these things will adjust all the way out. They will just, boy, they come in handy if you've got a good set. Now, if you've got a bad set, they're real bad about bending in the middle when you really put the stank on them. And I like to hold mine with my finger like this so that I can operate them one-handed whenever I'm underneath a truck or something. And boy, if I'm a squeezing, that's how I got this black nail. Just smashed it flat because I had a bad set. But I highly recommend these. Like I said, these jaws, there's different types. There's flat jaws, there's square jaws. These are specifically for holding like pipes for plumbing work, but they work so well for everything that they're really a universal jaw. I know some people are probably going to cringe when I say that, but you can use them for just about everything, despite their purpose. The last set of pliers I have on this table is a good old set of vice grips. Now, vice grips are adjustable. They have a screw on the end here that you can turn, and that will adjust the width of your jaws. And vice grips, whenever you get them adjusted, clamp. So you hear that click, and now they're on there. So if you've got something you really need to hang on to tight, these things will give you the extra leverage and the grip you need to just crush it. And I use these a lot for welding. If I needed to hold something and hold it steady, or I've only got one hand free, so now I can use both of my pliers here, and I don't have to worry about stabilizing this because the vice grips have them clamped tight. And I recommend you getting a small set of vice grips to complement your kit. And that would be the entirety of the toolkit. I think we worked through it. So, if you have any questions about any of these tools, you come and ask me. I'm going to do some looking, and I'm trying to be an Amazon affiliate. I think I'm obligated to tell you that. But I'll do some looking and doing some research, and I'll try to find you all a couple of links to put down in the whatchamacallit. That way you don't have to use my links or anything. You can do your own shopping if you want. But I'll do some research, and I'll see if I can find you some good examples of what I'm talking about here. And like I said, if you guys have any questions, you go ahead and you ask me, and I'll do my best to lay them out. And because I know this stuff, there's a lot here to take in. There's a lot to know, and we all got to start somewhere. But this little basic toolkit it won't solve every single problem you run into. It won't. But it's a solid foundation for everything else that you're going to do. Everything. It's a good foundation to start from. No matter what your hobbies are, what your goals in life are, unless your goal is to never pick up a tool. But you can build your personal toolkit from this basic set. From this basic kit that you set up, you can go into any hobby that you want and customize it and build it up to something that suits your needs. But this is a solid foundation. So this will set you up for success, is what I'm trying to say. But if you have any questions, you come to me, and if I don't know it, we'll learn about it together. I ain't scared to ask, but I want you all to remember, Squirrel Bait, I'm proud of you, and I'm rooting for you. You can do this.